Alright guys, welcome in, and I am super excited about this. Felyne is here. A tiny hero, or whatever they call the pack, what do they call it? Adventures of a Tiny Hero is here. I was like, I know this. Felyne's here. He's awesome. I'm loving Felyne. I'm loving all three of his arts. They're all pretty cool. But this one is the deck I took all the way to champion. It's going to be a Shieldspire deck. It's a Best Buds deck. It's inspired by all the promotional material they've made between Nero and Felyne. How they're being best buds, and if you've played the story, you'll know why. I don't want to spoil the story. I say play Felyne's story. It's really quick. It's really easy. And it sets up why I call this the Best Buds deck. Let's take a look. As you can see, I'm making all these different decks that I'm going to hopefully show. But we're going to show the Shield's Best Buds. So this is going to have some new cards in it. It's going to have some old ones too. So I'm going to briefly explain the old ones. I just won one defensive stance. It's a shield to a green hero. I run that to counter Denjin, or if there's going to be like a one-hit KO or whatever. If I have it in hand versus Nightmare, easily done. I only run 2 wall jump. I don't think you really need more than that. You could if you want. 2 disarm, inflict seal on an enemy unit. We need seals in green. We don't have hard removal in mono green really, so seals are probably your best option. I run 2 evasive actions in this deck. I've been noticing as I've been playing, there's a lot of Neros. There's a lot of units that get big quickly now in this new drop meta, so this new tribe meta. So evasive action just basically resets them. I'm running it at 2. Blade Shattering Defense, I run at 2. It's HP, and at Memory 2, it's a shield as well. Doll's Memory is always good. It's +4, -4. You can use it on enemies to remove them if they're 4 health or under. Or you can use it to buff your guys for a desperate attack, or if you have Memory 7, it's +4, +4. Very good legendary card for green. I run 3 of the new Felyne. He's a beast and a monster, so he's 2 tribes, and he's MP boost 20. If there are at least 3 different tribes on the field, he also gains a shield, and that's a friendly on the field, so this is the whole new tribe thing. So this deck is built around multiple tribes using 3 or more tribes, and you'll see where I get 4 tribes on this field, but Felyne counts as 2. He counts as a beast and a monster. In Cuckoo, just a basic monster with agility, 2/5, good for very good pressure. I use Proof of Friendship as my buff card. It gives a random human unit +1/+1 and give a random friendly monster unit +1/+1. That's because this is a dual tribe field, or a dual tribe deck. It uses humans as some of the beaters, and then it monsters as my support characters, so I can keep them buffing up. A Tsetse, of course, because he inflicts seal on the unit in front. I run 2 of them. And he's a monster. A I can never pronounce this even in Monster Hunter, so I just call him a Grimlocka, or a Grimlock, or a Grimlaw, as a lot of people are calling him. He's also a dual tribe. He's a beast and a monster. And when you place him on the field, he pulls a 3 MP monster from your deck, or less. So if you have a 2 MP monster, but 3 MP or less cost, puts him on the deck, puts him on the field. My main target that I want him to pull is Cuckoo, but sometimes he pulls Felyne, which is fine with me. Either way, you get 2 units on the board for the cost of 1, and it goes. One of the main beaters and win conditions in this deck is the new Nero, and he's a human and a demon, so he has spillover. When he's placed on the field, it gains +1/+1 for each different tribe amongst all friendly units. That counts himself, so he's automatically a 2/6 on drop. If you have a Grimlaw on field, or Grimlaw, whatever, or if you have a Felyne on field, he's a 4/8. So that's also really good. So either of those on the field with Nero, you're good to go. The legendary Felyne, which is Curious Cat Felyne. He's a beast and a monster, dual tribe again. Very good. His synergy with Nero is ridiculously good. So he gives a random friendly human unit +1 attack and shield when he's played. After taking damage and survived, he gets MP boost 20, and it stacks. So if you keep him alive, he's an MP genius. He just keeps going with that MP as long as he's surviving taking hits. And it stacks, and it stacks, and it stacks, and it grows really, really fast. But the best buds, they're right next to each other, which is amazing, by the way. So ideas were to drop him after I drop Nero. So say I have this feline on the field, good. Drop Nero, he's a 4/8. Drop feline right after, Nero's now a 5/8 with shield. The next unit I'm using is Heavenly Kicks Chun-Li. She's got agility and combo. She's still really good. She's been around since core. But with the new tribes, she becomes even better. She's really good in a human-based deck, but I used her in this deck just for the agility and the pressure and the combo. Ultra Lady Karine is always good to have, no matter what. She's an Ascend unit, which is perfect. It helps you get out of a sticky situation. She has agility, and if she's Ascended, she's a +2/+2 and inflicts steel on the unit in front. So it becomes a 4/10 with, just ability to cycle with agility and remove or seal what's in front. She's just a great unit. I recommend running her in all green decks. The next card is the Trinity. I've been talking about this card since I saw it, especially for this deck, because you're running a deck with 4 tribes. Between Nero and Felyne, you have 4 tribes. All friendly units gain +1/+1 for each different tribe amongst friendly units on the field. So if you have Nero and Felyne on the field, plus whatever random unit, you could have Chun, you can have Karen, you can have, or Karine, you can have, whatever. You can have the Grimla on the field, Grimmel, and you get +4/+4 for each unit if you have Nero and Felyne on the field. Or Nero and Grimlaw on the field, same thing. They're both dual tribes. It's just insane, and I can't count how many times this was just put in as a support card for me when I first built the deck. I was like, this is a really good support card. Yes, it's a high cost, but you're getting +4/+4 to the field, or +3/+3, even +2/+2 if you have Nero. Like, it's on the field. It's really, really good, really, really strong. And I can't already count how many times this card has won me games. So it went from being support to a win con. And the last unit I use is Brachydios. I only run him at 1. I run him kind of like a legendary. He has Rush and Spillover. And on victory, he deals damage to 1 and random enemy unit equal to his attack. The reason I put him in there is because you could Shieldspire him. Oh, let me go back. You could Shieldspire him. He becomes a 4/8 with Besieged. So he's going to survive a while until he gets sealed or hard removed. And he's just going to wreck. And I've done it a couple times. He's not my main win con. Like I said, my main win con I've based off of is Nero and Felyne, their synergy together. Secondary win con is using Karine or Chun-Li. And third is the Trinity. Fourth is Brachydios. So there's multiple win conditions in this deck. So now that's my deck. It's really fun. It's really cool. Again, I'm running off the Best Buds theme that TEPPEN's been promoting since they announced Felyne. They've been announcing how Nero and Felyne are best buddies, and they do everything together on this adventure of the little tiny hero. So let's jump over to some games and watch some games, shall we? I'll be commentating on those, giving a little bit of thoughts on when I can. And yeah, so here we go. Okay, so here we are. So the first game is against Denjin. So right off the bat, I know I want to get pressure, so that's why I get out of the seal. So it wasn't a very good starting hand. Grimlock is going to bring me 2 units on the board with pressure. I get a Felyne. I was hoping for Kuluku, but you know what? I got one secondly on. I had one in hand, so it was nice. He's going to go after him immediately. He doesn't want that damage, so I shield. And he's going to come after him again, so I get the HP buff just to help. And if you come after him again, I got another HP buff for you. I know the Ashley is going to be an issue, so I was gearing up to drop Tsetse in front of her, but he keeps going after that Kuluku, so I decide to shield him again, and he goes for a face hit, so I seal Ashley. And I know that something has to get out on the field to block Ashley, so I drop another Felyne, and I did that because against Dungeon, every amount of HP matters. He goes for Eruption, but the best thing about Shieldspire is when it besieges, it takes away the, hold on, and then I seal the Ashley immediately after the Dungeon, which is great. He puts out Tortoise, and he's going to go for a hit, and then so I decide to seal the Tortoise. He goes for a face hit, and I see he has no MP left, so I decide to shield Nero. But what I was going to say with Besieged is, if a spread damage shot is going to do 3 or less, it only goes to 1, so that really helps against things like Rakuhou and Eruption and stuff, so it helps keep your units on the board longer. He slashes his turtle to stay in the game, and then he rescues his Ashley, but Nero has Besieged on, so he's just going to go a little bit. I use Felyne to give him a shield. He drops the next Ashley, or the same Ashley probably, and then he still has board pressure, or he still has the kind of advantage with the Eruption, but then I decide to use the Trinity because the Trinity is going to buff my boys up with +4/+4 apiece. As long as the Eruption didn't kill him, I would win the game. So there you go with Dungeon. Next game is against Ouroboros. Black is tough. If it's mono black, it's a lot tougher for this deck, but if it's a black green like with Cammy, it's really a lot easier. So I have evasive action, and I see that it's Cammy right off the bat by him using the Raging Dust Cloud. So I decide to keep evasive in hand, and at this point I'm just going to go. As soon as I get an opportunity, I'm going to start just dropping units and going. My best option is to drop Felyne, then Nero to get some pressure on the board. And then right after that, as soon as I can, I'm dropping Chun, so that we can just roll on this guy. Because I don't want, he's setting up for that Cammy perfectly. He's got the 7 actions already used. She's going to come out really strong. But that's what my evasive action is for, so as soon as she hits the board, like right now when she comes, I'm going to evasive action her back to her base stats, and then we're going to go from there, and hopefully he doesn't dupe her. If he dupes her, it gets a lot harder. I don't think he had one in hand. I can tell he's searching for it, so he goes for Doll's Memory, and I counter with my own to remove her from the field, and then I shield Chun to keep her alive in case he has a random unit to drop in front of her. And so I'm just letting it roll, and at this point you can tell he's searching for something, anything, trying to get that AP up to bring her back, and he can't, so he surrenders. Next game is against Choral Orchestra, which is probably Felyne's strongest art. It works to bring units out, swarm the field, especially with the tribe. You can get all the benefits of swarming the field. I'm not going to wait on this one, so I drop Grimlocka immediately, and I get another Felyne. I see it's the human build, so I drop Karine right off the bat to seal at least one Karine, and then I buff to keep Felyne on the field at least for a little bit. But he pulls Karine back, so I shield to keep him there just a little bit longer. He drops Chris, and it dropped a Karine, and I'm not going to mess with Chris at all, so I'm going to seal him immediately. And I decide to Spire Felyne, keep it on the field as long as possible to keep that MP churning. But he decides to seal it, so I know at this point Felyne could become a trade with Chris, and I'm fine with trading out a 3-cost Felyne for a legendary Chris. He shields it, which basically guarantees the drop, but I have a Grimlock in hand to keep the field pressure again. He drops a Jake, so I am going to reset him just to keep Karine alive. He drops another Jake. I'd like to drop Nero in the middle, but at this point I can't. So I shield Felyne. I want to keep 3 in the lanes. I just want to keep everything laned up, and just roll, because I notice he's ignoring the top lane. It was a risky move here to do that, because if he had anything that buffs him up enough, he stays on the field, he stays alive, and Nero, it becomes a problem for Nero. But I tried to keep him on the field, so I decided to keep going. I took the risk. So Felyne and Jake are going to exchange for a little bit and see the power of Choral. He already has a full field again, almost instantly. And I'm pretty much sacrificing Kuluku there. It was the easiest thing to do to remove that buff Jake. And Kareen's really buff now, so I'm going to seal her as soon as I can. And you'll just see that Choral Orchestra just gives you field advantage. It's a really good art, and as you can see, he's already loaded up on advantage. I dropped Chun to deal with the Dudley. I don't feel that at this point, when he has 3 units on the field, that Rebecca's not a huge threat. She still is, but I can wait on her. And on that one, no matter which Dudley he shielded, he was going to lose either way, because they were going to lose the exchange on either lane. So there we go, there's that one. Next game is against Charge Shot X. And again, these aren't in any specific order. I just threw them out there. I know with X, I'm going to need a seal, so if I had a seal in hand, I was keeping it. So I have a TT in hand, he drops X immediately, so I seal him. So then I'm going to kind of wait out some MP here. I want to see what he does. And he's going to buff his X because he probably is trying to cycle through for cards. So I'm hoping to drop my Grimlocka and Nero and had Nero in the middle lane, which would have been a lot nicer, but he didn't let that happen. He goes to seal Nero, but that gave me enough MP to run the Trinity. And the Trinity is amazing. The Trinity gives +1/+1 for every different tribe on the field, and with a combination of Nero and Felyne and the Grimlocka, there's 4 different tribes, so it's +4/+4 to the field. And that pretty much sealed the game for him, because the Felyne took over and beat out that X right as he was about to charge shot and get buff. That's what happened. And then Grimlocka got to a 6/6, and it was just all good. In the hood, there goes Charge Shot X. Next game is a Giant Killer Challenge against True Power Nero. True Power is very strong still, especially with the new Sasquatch card. I used to play True Power, so again, keep seals in hand. If you're going to play against True Power, try to get them in hand because it basically removes their win conditions. I shield because I'm trying to cycle through for a Nero card. I know I'm going to need something, and I have the Felyne in hand for the dual tribe. I seal right off the bat. He drops Diablos. I'm not even playing games. I'm sealing him. That's that. Get out of here. I don't want to deal with it. It's like a no hesitation seal. The next thing I would want to seal would be a G. I dropped the Grimlocka again just to keep lane pressure. But he drops a God Car, so this can get interesting. So I drop Nero to fight God Car, and I shield Nero. I'm like, this is going on. This is what's happening. Here's the Sasquatch with the True Power. I didn't seal him in time, and as you can see, everybody got buff. But I used this opportunity to reset the Sasquatch to keep Felyne on the field, which gives me an extra thing for Nero. I ended up getting an extra shield. I lose Felyne, but I have Chun. I'm just building up some MP, and I drop Brachydios because his ability is when he gets a victory, he does his attack to a random unit on the field, and that basically would take out the Sasquatch too with the spillover, but he seals him, so there goes that. But he's still a big body on the field to exchange with the Diablos to keep him alive. I dropped Chun to fight the Sasquatch, and here's where I messed up. I didn't seal fast enough on the G, and I lost the field. So I usually don't like dropping Nero in that situation, but I do have a buff, so that was my hope, and I can still seal. So I seal again, and then I buff Nero to keep him alive for at least one more hit. Oh wait, I had Shieldspire. So now Nero's good on the field, and he with spillover removes it. He brings out his Felyne. I've already used 7 actions. So I was like, I'm gonna make him a 7-7 or 7-8, and we're gonna roll. So I reset his Felyne to be a 1-7, so it's eliminated. I drop my Felyne to give Nero shield and +1/+1. And there goes true power. So the last game I'm going to show is against Rakuhou. Still a strong deck, even though this is the zombie build. It's still a strong deck, so that's why I wanted to show it. I dropped the Grimlocka, and I was hoping to get a Yinkaku, but, you know, I got Felyne, so Felyne's just basically going to lose the field. But what I'm doing right now is I'm saving for Brachydios, and I drop him immediately. And as you can see, what he does is when he gets a spillover, he killed the unit and did 4 damage to the gate, so that removed the gate. So I'm going to drop Felyne just so I can activate Shieldspire and keep Brachydios on the field. So we exchange a little bit of actions here. No big deal. He's bringing gate back. I'm going to seal it immediately. I don't want to deal with gate. So I'm going to give Brachydios some help. I'm worried that if he takes more than 4, and he did, he took 4. Because like I said, with the spread damage, it if he takes 3 or less on the spread, he'll only take 1. So right now I'm resetting him to keep him alive, hopefully. And my field stays alive. I got lucky there. I should have been a little bit more proactive. I go to buff Felyne to keep him up against. And I decide I'm going to remove Sigma when he removed my Felyne. I don't want to be exchanging damage here. I put out another Felyne, Shieldspire Nero. And now I can just roll. I know I have this in the bag. And I see the Trinity is all charged up. So I'm going to use it just so we all survive a Rakuhou. And I'm going to shield just in case anything happens. Anything weird happens. And there's that. So there's that. And that is my deck. That's the Best Buds deck. So after this, you will see the QR code and the deck list. Like, subscribe, leave comments. You can always hit me up on Twitter, on Reddit, on Discord. You guys could easily find on there all the time. I'm always checking it. Hit me up, let me know what you think. I'm hopefully going to be coming out with another deck on Sunday. I'm working on a Choral Orchestra monster deck. I haven't decided if it's going to be red or green-red or green-black yet, but I'm working on it. Been testing it. So that's going to come out next. Again, you guys have a good weekend. Hope everything goes well. Have a good day, guys. Bye.